How we doing, folks? Yo, Cougar here. Today I want to do a special feature on the WZ111 GFT. Now it's a Chinese Tier 9 ATSPG, an anti-tank self-propelled gun, or as we know in game, a tank destroyer. Now, the development of the WZ111 GFT tank destroyer was based on the experience of the WZ111 heavy tank creation. A prototype of the latter was produced in the early 1960s, and it underwent running trials, which revealed a number of disadvantages in the vehicle's design. And the development of the WZ111 was discontinued in 1964. The design of the WZ111 GFT shows the Soviet tank building influence, very similar to the 152. Now, there is no information about any produced prototypes of the tank, so another one in game that has been copied from models and brought into the game for us to enjoy. Now, on a personal level, I run mine with the equipment setup of calibrated, supercharged and refined gun with a reload of 16 seconds. But if you want to use the gun rammer, it comes down to 15 seconds. Now, I've had 335 battles in it. I have an 86.2% shot efficiency rating, and a win rate of 53.73 in it. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's just above average. My win 8 is 1702 and WN7's 1060. So they're not bad scores. It's only ranked. My ranking in it is only the 18,000. So it's well above average. Now I've only got 2 masteries in it. But we'll say no more about that. The tank itself, firing AP as a DPM of 2356. Its penetration with AP is 313 millimeters. Damage is average 640. And you can fire 3.6 rounds a minute. Reload 16.3 seconds, as I said, but you can bring it down to 15.7, I think it is. Caliber, it's a 152mm gun, and the shell velocity is 1026, but it goes down to 988 if you don't use the supercharged. Now, the heat, the DPM is 224, but the penetration is 424mm with a damage of average 550. Again, the caliber, rate of fire and velocity are all the same. Now your HE, your high explosive round, your DPM jumps up to 3533 with a penetration of 97mm. If you want to fire HE at all tanks at the arse of them, you will get some good damage because the damage comes in at an average of 960. Again, rate of fire, reload speed and all the rest of the same. Now, the aim time is about 2.2 to 3 seconds roughly. Dispersion is 0.326. Your gun depression 6 degrees and elevation is 15 degrees, but you have an aiming arc without moving the tank's tracks to break your camouflage. Your gun can move, your gun can move 12 degrees to the left and 12 degrees to the right. Now, today we are featuring Admiral Olsey of the EX clan on the NA server. The battle, as you can see, is on Vineyards and has a tier 10 biased MM. Not that this is going to make much of a difference with the outcome, I'll tell you that much. So sit back, relax, enjoy the battle in the related tune that I've written specifically for this battle. At the end we'll have an analysis of the battle, what, where, when and why sort of thing. Something that may be an advantage to others when they play this tank. Have fun, folks. Remember, stay safe, and I'll catch you at the end.
Rolling out slow where the grapevines climb, dust on the hull in the evening shine. World of Tanks Blitz lights up my screen. Steel nerves steady, let's make the red scream. On the hills of Vineyards Map, the engines groan. My gun's a hammer and the ridge my throne. 7 red shadows on the minimap glow. I'm one lone hunter and they're closing slow. And that slick 22 medium slide in the flank. But the dragon's teeth bite back from this tank. I'm riding the dragon WZ111 GFT flame. Tier 9 thunder in a vineyard lane. Hold the line till the barrel glows red. Fight to the last with the steel I've bred. 107 fall to the echoing blast. Smoke in the vines where their armor pass. Another lurks trying not to be seen, but I know exactly where he has been. Conqueror crests and the trigger snaps. Another angle and the dragon rolls. Shell tips straight through the turret gaps. Tracks in the dirt and he moves no more. Third rows wide with a turret swing, but the reload drum's got another sting. K91 tries to hide his last point. One more flash and he's put out a joint. Now the field's on fire and the circle's tight. That red TD's probing for a line of sight. Heavy trundling trying to slip right past, but this old dragon still built to last. I'm riding the dragon WZ111 GFT flame. Tier 9 thunder in a vineyard lane. Tracks dug deep where the last stand's made. Shells like lightning through armor plate. 4-7 fall to the echoing blast. Steel giants buried where the grapes grow fast. When the scoreboard shines and the battle's through, a mastery medal for the dragon crew. Ammo's thin and the clock runs low. Smoke drifting soft through the vineyard rows. Enemy guns still hunt my mark, but the dragon keeps roaring out of the dark. Raise that banner when the cannon cease. A battered hull, but a gun at peace. 7 came hunting that lonely hill. 4 went down to a dragon's will. On Vineyards Map, where the vines run wild, A TD stood like a stubborn child, and when the medals drop at the end of the fight, mastery gleams in the vineyard night. Oh.
Right folks, let's do a little analysis on this battle, shall we? It won't take long, trust me, and you may benefit from listening. Now the first thing I want to point out is that I've noticed that instead of having the repair kit, basic repair kit, then your advanced repair kit or your multi-repair kit, and then adrenaline in his equipment, caught my eye. He has first aid kit, which you don't really need in the WZ111 GFT. It's a big beast. There's the Conqueror sitting over there. That was a bounce. That was a bounce. But he knows where he is. That's the T22 racing along there. It's the only thing that goes at that speed. Now he knows where he is. You can see him on the mini-map still. He took a blind shot into there. Now how that shot landed, I have no idea. But landed it did. Now he's watching the mini-map and he's watching that tank on his right. Now there's the Conqueror has moved over to the left hand side of those rocks. There's a T22 and he drops a nice shot right into the rear end of it, putting them out of business. Thanks to the help of the alien. There's the Conqueror has zipped back onto the other side as the Concept 1B tries to sneak over the hill, but he drops a nice HE into the side of him. He only gets 384 for it, but never mind, it still rocketed him. Now, looking at the mini-map, the Conqueror has moved back left and right behind those rocks, but he's going to take a couple of pot shots here at the little one that's popping up round the corner here. So he takes a shot, misses it, just too early, but he knows he's just fired, he knows he's halfway through a reload, and the Conqueror will have a little bit of difficulty getting through the pump, getting through the front, but he finishes him off. A nice shot right on the gun mount, the turret mount, and puts him out of action. Now he crawls up over the top of the hill here. There is nothing on the minimap bar the 183 that just popped up. Now I know it was a 183 because it's marked the minimap. You know, if you watch the icons and you know the shapes of them and the markings of them, you know what tanks are where. It also helps when you learn what the HP value of the tanks is. So he takes a blind shot knowing he's still in that area. He couldn't have moved that quick. He was spotted, so he was obviously visible from there, but the 183 wasn't. Now looking at the map and the top screen, there are only two left, the K91 and the 260, and both of them were flashing up over there. The K91 was on the left and the 260 was on the right hand side. Now he does well here just sitting waiting, watching, because the K91 was behind that building. That's the 260 that's sitting over there. There's the K91 with a whole 1 point, but he sneaks a shot in and steals his last point. As the song said, puts him out of joint. Now he knows the 183 is over in this left hand corner round about the church area. The 260 is over away in the city, and there's a couple of the greens are over there. Now, he sneaks up here. Sneak, 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 sneak. There's the 183. Buff. Finishes him off. End of game. There wasn't really much of an analysis. I can't say much wrong for his movements or his shots on. The only thing I would gripe at him was change that first aid kit. Get rid of that. You don't need it in the 183, the 111. The 183, yes you do, because the armour's paper thin, really. But yes, that was a classic game, and I hope you enjoyed this. The song, the tune, the analysis break, and the information about the tank itself. Stay safe, folks, and I'll catch you on the next one.